Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
what does that even mean?
Nothing yet. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm gonna choke out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do.
Barely 6 months ago, Shannon Sharpe seemed destined to pocket a record-shattering podcast payday. Industry insiders whispered about offers north of $100 million, the kind of number that makes even retired Hall of Famers do a double take. His Club Shay Shay empire was booming, the Cat Williams interview had racked up tens of millions of views, and sponsors were lining up to buy a piece of the momentum. Nobody, not even Sharpe's sharpest critics, suspected the whole deal could blink out overnight. But that's exactly what happened. How does a living sports legend sprint from 9-figure negotiations to a $50 million lawsuit in the same breath? Tonight we pull back the curtain, piecing together leaked texts, an alleged audio threat, and a hush-money offer so eye-popping you'll wonder why anyone would turn it down.
Shannon Sharpe denies
sex worker
assault allegations. This is a shakedown. Okay, make it big. I can read this one. All right, let's see. Pro Football Hall of Famer and media personality Shannon Sharpe denies sexual assault and battery allegations filed in a lawsuit against him, alleging that he's the victim of a blatant setup and shakedown attempt. Sharpe has been accused of sexual assault and battery, in addition to engaging in the intentional infliction of emotional distress in a lawsuit filed in Clark County, Nevada on Sunday. According to the suit obtained by USA Today Sports, the plaintiff, listed under the alias Jane Doe, alleged that Sharpe sexually assaulted her twice, once in October 2024 and again in January 2025. They met at a Los Angeles gym in 2023 when she was 19 and he was 54. One of the attorneys representing Jane Doe was Tony Busby, whom Sharpe accused of targeting him. Sharpe said he expects Busby to release a 30-second clip from a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty.
For context, the size of the deal on the table was no media fantasy. Front Office Sports and a half-dozen trade outlets reported that multiple networks had circled Sharpe with bids that would eclipse the $85 million ESPN paid Pat McAfee. One executive even bragged, off the record, that Club Shay Shay had become the most valuable solo brand in sports commentary. Sharpe's contract with Colin Cowherd's The Volume was set to expire, and chatter pointed to a new partnership that would let him build his own mini-network, more shows, live tours, maybe even a streaming channel. As whispers about the contract leaked, Sharpe's business team mapped out celebratory marketing pushes, limited edition merch, a multi-city nightcap live tour, a scripted sports history series. All they needed was ink on paper. Then, late on a Sunday night in April, a civil complaint hit the Clark County, Nevada, docket. The plaintiff, identified in filings as Jane Doe but quickly unmasked by social sleuths as 19-year-old OnlyFans creator Gabriella Zuniga, accused Sharpe of SA, battery, and repeated threats. The lawsuit sought $50 million in damages. Online flames exploded instantly. Sports blogs pumped out headlines like Sharpe scandal nukes $100 million deal. Twitter, or X, hashtags Sharpegate and OnlyFans accuser trended globally within hours. The age gap, Zuniga was barely out of high school. Sharpe is 56, added gasoline to every thread. Who is Gabriella Zuniga, and how did she wind up at the center of a legal bombshell? According to court docs, the two first connected via Instagram DM in late 2023 after Zuniga tagged Sharpe in a workout clip. Screenshots show emojis, playful banter, and eventually Sharpe flying her to Los Angeles for what he allegedly called content collabs. She posted cryptic selfies in what followers identified as Sharpe's home gym. Friends later told Page Six that Zuniga believed she was groomed with the promise of exposure. In her complaint, Zuniga claims the relationship turned dark quickly, choking during intimacy, secret recordings, and threats if she spoke. A line in the filing reads, defendant stated he would choke the breath from plaintiff in public if she embarrassed him. Sharpe's lawyers dismissed the language as Hollywood fiction. Nevertheless, the imagery was tailor-made for tabloids, and they ran with it.
Speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do.
That brings us to the alleged audio. 2 days after the lawsuit landed, attorney Tony Busby, famous for the Deshaun Watson cases, released a 13-second clip. A deep voice, sounding uncannily like Sharpe, snarls, "I'll choke you if you ever post that." Authenticity is still in dispute. The recording is grainy and appears spliced. Sharpe's PR firm called it digitally manipulated nonsense, challenging Busby to submit the raw file for forensic review. But in the court of public opinion, nuance drowned beneath shock value. Sports-centric TikTok accounts looped the quote over slow-motion clips of Sharpe yelling on First Take. One viral meme plastered the line under his animated expressions, instantly planting the phrase in trending feeds worldwide. Mid-storm, Sharpe jumped onto his own nightly YouTube show, Nightcap, to call the case a straight-up shakedown. He shared scrolls of flirtatious texts from Zuniga, heart emojis, graphic jokes, talk of future vacations. Mutual, he insisted. Consensual, 100%. Commenters split, half cheering his transparency, half scoffing that selective screenshots prove nothing. Behind the live-stream bravado, real negotiations word. Sharpe's attorney, veteran fixer Lanny Davis, admitted under press questioning that an offer north of $10 million had been floated in mediation. Davis framed it as a business decision. Paying 7 digits now could cost less than bleeding sponsors later, even if Sharpe was innocent. Zuniga's camp rejected it within 24 hours. Why would she turn down 8 figures? Busby's answer, because my client wants truth, not hush money. Sharpe's fans countered, because $50 million headlines are louder. In any case, the attempt worsened optics. Bloggers painted it as hush money proof, pundits tweeted, "You don't write 10 million checks for rumors." The narrative snowballed, guilt by $sign.
And following Sharpe's departure, ESPN released a statement of its own, a spokesperson for the sports conglomerate writing, "This is a serious situation, and we agree with Shannon's decision to step away."
Corporate partners have no patience for optics. Within a week, 2 beverage brands quietly yanked ad slots from Club Shay Shay YouTube uploads. Sources told The Sun that every network courting Sharpe tapped the brakes until legal smoke clears. ESPN, still bruised from past personality scandals, postponed his on-air return. Talk surfaced of Jason Kelce auditioning as a potential replacement. In private calls, one exec reportedly asked Sharpe's rep, "Can you guarantee no more leaks?" The rep, according to a Times of India source, hesitated. Deal frozen.
56 and trying.
Hey, what you trying to say, bro?
I'm looking right at you.
I know you looking at me.
You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl.
I know.
As backlash intensified, an old podcast clip resurfaced, Sharpe laughing about preferring them young ones over women his age. Context or not, it fit the growing narrative and racked up millions of reaction views. Memes compared the audio threat to the clip's punchline, painting a crude caricature, a powerful older man obsessed with youth, now accused of violence. Coaches, players, even rival analysts weighed in. Some called for due process, others declared Sharpe cancelled. Sharpe lashed out at critics on X, "Y'all believe any lie if it fits a story you want." Screenshots of his replies, peppered with cap emojis and the occasional LMAO, were instantly screenshot and shared, fueling further debate.
That is right there, because a 54-year-old person with that much to lose should not be talking to a 19-year-old. Like, listen, it may be legal, but just common sense should say, you know what? This is not what I want to be into.
Also, if you,
by the way,
if you hook up with a girl on OnlyFans, it's guaranteed this is going to happen. This is a 99% chance this will happen.
Absolutely. But how green is Shannon Sharpe? He's not a rookie. This ain't a 19-year-old, this is a 23, 24-year-old
I had
mistake.
a good joke, but I didn't know if it was racist or not. You said, how green is it? And I was like, a mile?
Man, shut No, how green is he that he ended up in a situation like this? How is this 19-year-old, 22-year-old woman now able to line him up in this way?
You know what's so funny is that when I did his pod, he said this thing to me. It was so peculiar. He's like, I don't get into the elevator with like, he said single women or was it single white women? I forget what he said.
Just he don't want to be alone with women in the elevator because anything can happen.
I don't ride the elevator with single women.
Yes,
so
you
now,
cannot do
if
that.
a single woman is on the elevator, I gotta wait.
Wait, why don't you? Because they just get too horny.
No, I don't.
Why
I
do
don't
they
wanna
get
run the risk? Sometimes
run the risk of what?
Sometimes the mention of impropriety is enough to sway people's opinion of somebody.
Really?
So I don't do that.
So if a single woman's going to go into an elevator,
I'm not getting on it.
And what do they think?
I don't let women servers come into my room to bring food.
Really?
If they come to clean the room, I leave the room. I sit in the hallway till they're done. Then I go back into the room.
Now, have you ever like blown someone's mind with that? Like, has a girl ever been?
No,
like,
I mean, a lot of times when people see me, it's like, okay, you can get on. I was like, no, I'll wait till the other. They said, no, it's fine. And I just keep it moving like that.
And do you think that they're thinking there's like some reverse racism thing there?
No, I don't know what they're thinking.
Do you clutch your purse when white women walk around?
My crossbody? Nah. Because if I'm on the elevator by myself and a woman steps on, I'll get off.
So where does it all land? Court calendars show a preliminary hearing penciled for late 2025. Discovery could drag months, every phone record, DM, and security cam clip up for inspection. Sharpe promises a countersuit for defamation once he beats these lies. Zuniga's lawyers insist more evidence exists, hinting at additional recordings. Legal analysts predict no criminal indictment. This is a civil claim, but the verdict could still vaporize tens of millions in future earnings. One sports attorney told Ebony that a single sponsor exodus can haunt a brand longer than a guilty verdict. Even if Sharpe wins outright, some execs say the stink may linger. Hashtags don't forget. Which circles us back to that opening question. Is $100 million ever enough to bury secrets, or do secrets find a way to cost you everything? Sharpe's champions argue the case will crumble, that fame magnetizes false claims. His critics insist power shields predators until victims fight back. The rest of us? We watch, scroll, and wonder if the truth, whatever it is, will ever feel as loud as the allegation. Drop your take below. Has Sharpe been wronged by a cash grab, or did arrogance write a check even a Hall of Famer can't cash? Either way, one thing's clear. In the era of instant outrage, silence can cost you 9 figures, and speaking up might cost even more.